Ba-na-na-na-na. Ba-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Hello, chat. How's it going, everyone? Oh, I think I have you silenced, actually. Hold on, I have to unsilence you, chat. I've canceled and silenced you. Just like the woke leftist that I am. Just like I canceled and silenced Joel Alvier. Cause Hannibal's on screen, baby! We finally made it to the Hannibal chapters. Hello? Okay. Got it all set up. Now you can speak. Now you can object to the fact that Hannibal is the cooler front-facing portrait. Oh, right. I have to load a save state. Because, we did some arenaing. That's the wrong load. Is it this one? Jahalviourbad.state? Yeah, Jahalviourbad.state. I'm allowed to talk now. Time to reveal my secrets. Oh, Cynthia, I sent you a message on Patreon. I needed clarification on something weird that was going on. I don't know if you saw it, but I wanted to let you know. In case you didn't. Just in terms of, like, 2 different names are showing up, like, in different places. So I think I have the right one down, but I wanted to make sure. I can't see the words for whose sake without thinking of Yakuza 1's final boss. Yo, Yakuza mentioned, Peak mentioned. I love the Yakuza series. So I've played 1 through 5, and then I've played, Ishin Like a Dragon, the one that takes place, like, way back in time, and I've played Judgment. I still need to play 0 and 6. But yeah, I think we've done the arena already, so we're heading out now. We have to do Hannibal stuff. Do you have sleep? Who has sleep right now? I don't remember who has the sleep staff. Oh, is it you? Yeah, okay. Perfect. It's so rare these days to meet someone who didn't start with 0. I wanted to play the main series in release order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0, 6. I think that, you know, I want to play the narrative how it was structured, you know? I think that's going to be the best possible experience. I responded on Patreon. Thank you. I just wanted to make sure you knew, you know, just in case something, whatever, you know. I started Yakuza, and I started by playing 1 on the PS2. See, I'm not that dedicated. I played the remakes because, you know, better quality of life stuff and stuff. I've heard about how Yakuza 1 played, like, the OG original, and it, like, yeah, I can respect anyone that enjoys it, but it sounds like the opposite of fun to me. I played on my my brand spanking new PS5. I only started, like, a very short while ago. We need to make sure not to end in Douglas's range. Or, sorry, not Douglas, Hannibal's range. Getting Embad and getting Embad and FE4 mixed up. Because we don't want to kill him. Stop! You're killing him! Time for peak gaming. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well. I only had a PS2 at the time. That is fair. That is fair. So we do have, Wyverns coming up. So this is another chapter where, like, there's actually a pretty, decent amount of jobs for infantry to do because the Wyverns start attacking the home castle. And that's what the infantry squad's gonna be dealing with. Is Wyvern time. It's my first time playing through Genealogy and I'm at chapter 5. Is there an updated English patch? Yes, so this is a more literally accurate translation. I do question whether that makes it better. There are also a lot of glitches I've encountered that were not in the original translation, which, like, I think that is an actual, like, pretty big problem. But I do, I guess it comes down to, like, translation discourse, right? Where, like, is the goal of a translation to one-to-one Google Translate, which some people think it is, and I think that's stupid, or is the goal of a translation to translate the intended meaning across cultures? And I think that that is the point of a translation. Like, if you just wanted a transcription, you'd use Google Translate, right? The rebels are on the move, are they? Lord Hannibal, we're ready to attack at any moment. We await your command. Wait for the time being. We should remain on the defensive. I'd prefer to avoid any needless skirmishes with the enemy. But sire, what about... My son? I know. But for now, I'd rather hold back and let the battle unfold on its own. My apologies, Canut. But I'd like you to take charge of defending the castle. As you will, sire. So, fun fact about Canut... if you recruit Hannibal before you kill Canut, Canut just ceases to exist. You know, I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark. He just, like, yoinks out of existence. So these houses right here, this is actually, I think, a very cool... Oh, wait, I think we're about to get more cutscene. All units, move out and engage the rebels. We will return to Myth to Thracia and control. So, something that I think is really cool about Fire Emblem 4 and the sequel Fire Emblem 5, or I guess midquel, interquel, whatever you want to call it, it takes place in between chapters like 6 and 7 and a little bit of 8. Just from a different character's perspective. Think like Ender's Game and Ender's Shadow, right? So the map of Fire Emblem 4, actually you can trace out exactly the journey that Leaf goes on. And so, like, you know, this clump of villages that it seems like, why are there a bunch of villages all right next to each other? Well, there's a giant city that Leaf has to, like, go to find and liberate and defend. And that takes place in this particular spot. There's actually a really cool YouTube video. I'm gonna post it in the comments. Where someone traces the entirety of FE5, FE4 Leaf's journey, and shows how each location lines up to FE4's map. And it's actually, like, kind of absurd, the attention to detail that they had in terms of like making the geography match between different games. Because you get like sort of similar things in FE6 and FE7 with like certain maps that reference other maps, but there it's really not how far can you reach? Because what I want to do is put Hannibal to sleep. But there it's really not like the same amount. Please tell me I didn't like put sleep on someone who doesn't have the magic to put him to sleep. 6 res, yeah, so she can. And so put you here, put you here, put you here, and now we'll dance here. It starts before chapter 6 and ends in the middle of chapter 8. Gotcha, gotcha. I'm not like so familiar with the chronology that I know the exact stuff, other than where like there's clear, obvious overlaps, right? Like when Selif shows up and stuff. And it's like, oh, this is that scene from FE4. So Hannibal is snoozing now. And the reason I'm doing this is it just makes it a lot easier. You can, and I have, like, done the Douglas treatment, where you just do the whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. But I think it makes it just a lot easier to just kill all these people on enemy phase without having to worry about Hannibal just deciding my people need me. Genealogy is spelled gynecology in the description. Oh, fuck. That means it's been spelled wrong in the description of literally every single stream. Oh, no. Gean... Gaea... Did I not... Oh, it's... Okay, I spelled it wrong once and I spelled it right the other time. Okay, so 50-50. Well, I'll update this one and I'll update the other ones later if, yeah, after stream. Thank you. I thought it was some kind of inside joke. No, the inside joke is Danny doesn't know how to fucking spell. I can't speak English. If you leave it, you can play it off as a clever bit. I guess. Oh, actually, let's Thief Sword. Critical! When did Leaf promote? Last map. Hi, Valdez. How are you? Valvidus. Oh, we don't have the Armor Slayer on you anymore. Are you good on here? And I think we just leave the infantry, like, up here to deal with the wyverns when they show up. And Jan can be, like, a healer for the infantry, right? Like, they're not doing the most glamorous job ever, but it is important to defend the castle. And even though Lester's not infantry, he'll be honorary infantry because he's a bow unit. I need to go watch how the last chapter went. Okay. Well, have fun. We streamed the last chapter a long time ago. Because so I wanted to play Donkey Kong Bonanza when it came out, and then I had to do Hosts of the Dark because I'm doing an FEE3 video on it. And holy shit, if you didn't see those, Hosts of the Dark is really fucking good. Definitely recommend checking out the 3.0 entry. Cause it's just like kind of ridiculous. Critical hit. These infantry are carrying Arden's legacy. The Arden Fire Emblem. So this squad can actually be like a little bit dangerous. Because they've got brave weapons. Like brave bows, brave lances, get strength. Because with if we got a point of strength, then... Oh no, we need 2 points of strength to kill with Vantage. But yeah, you see, like, they hit really hard, and they hit twice. And they're very difficult to, like, one-shot. You can one-round them pretty easily, because doubling thresholds are low. But, yeah, these armors are just surprisingly scary. What a sorry joke. Me, a distinguished general, stuck babysitting some brat? Excuse me, Mr. Dilster, but let me go! Papa doesn't want to fight. He's out there risking his life because of me. Silence, boy. If Thracia's legendary shield refuses to ply his warrior's craft to his own will, then we'll force him to by any means necessary. Oh, Papa, I'm sorry. Your Ares has cap strength. Oh, does he? I didn't realize. God, Ares is such a fucking ridiculous unit. Ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. Ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba. Here come the wyverns. If we fortify here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It reaches Ares. Doesn't reach Seliph. But if we get Finn, if we have Finn, like, Kanto back over here, we can hit multiple... Alright, so Brave Lance you. Is the Priest one of the worst units in the game? I think so. He's like... a trainee, but like an S sort of trainee type situation, but no increased experience gain because he's just a staffer. Like an infantry staffer just isn't doing much for you at that point in the game, to be honest. Like, as a reminder, this is a full chapter, or like half a chapter after you just got, said, who is like held back by the fact that he's infantry, but he's not just a staffer. A support est, what a weird unit design. I mean, I think the problem isn't that he's a support unit, it's that as a staffer, you don't gain, increased experience gain. Because, like, you know, you could argue, depending on join time or whatever, that Leaf is either an est or a, Leaf is either an est or a trainee, and I do think he's primarily a support unit. He can do good combat, but I think the big thing that makes him special is the staff rank, right? But he gains increased experience gain because he has that ability to do combat. That's why, honestly, I think that staffers in Fire Emblem should be able to do combat, even if it's bad combat. I really like how, like, you know, From can use fists and Jean can use fists. Because then you can at least, like, feed them good experience by feeding them kills, right? If you want to train up your staffer... that's also why, you know, Nosferatu and Gaiden, I really like that from a design perspective, because it's, again, you know, they're not good at combat. I don't think a staffer should be able to do, like, you know, super good combat or whatever. High Priest is a really bad class. Yeah, it doesn't get promoted movement as well. Either Corporate or Charlo is the worst unit in the game, depending on dads and how you value Paragon. Yeah, it's like either them or maybe Hannibal, but I think Hannibal, like, he has a couple of points of value. And then, like, Altena has a couple of points of value. The 3 units you get in this chapter are all kind of fighting for the bottom. Are there any games where High Priest is considered a good class? Is it only Thracia? Because I know Safi's supposed to be a strong unit. That's not really because of her class, though. That's just because of warp access. Like, early staffer, early warp access. If Safi was in any other... Like, if Safi was a Troubadour, that would be better. The only reason that, like, Safi's better than Nana is she has a better starting staff rank, and... that's it. And I guess Hamern as well. Like, there's a couple of reasons, but it's not because of her class. It's specifically because of tools unrelated to her class that she has access to. I'm not counting Bishop, just priest promotions named High Priest. Well, but they're basically the same class, though. I don't know why you wouldn't count them. Like, they're the staff-focused promoted mage. You go backwards. Perfect. Okay. I think this is good. Bishop exists in FE4 to separate to High Priest. It's exclusive to green and red unit. I mean, FE4 has a lot of weird classes though, right? Like War Mage versus Sage versus female War Mage, all having different things. Healer class names are kind of inconsistent. I think that would be like saying, you know, like, oh, you know, is Bow Fighter ever a good class, or is it just Archer? And it's like, well, you know, I think if classes are filling the same role, they should be considered the same when talking about them, right? If we're talking cross-game stuff, right? Like, you can say, oh, you know, Hero is worse than Swordmaster in FE4. But if you want to talk, like, within the full scope of Fire Emblem, FE4's version of Hero is basically just Swordmaster, right? Just like FE1 and 3's version of Hero. Minerva's actually a dragon rider, not a wyvern rider. Completely different. Well, the wyvern situation in FE4 is actually really weird, because there's 3 different wyvern classes. There's like Rider, Knight, and Lord, I believe is what it is. Sacred Stones archetype. Oh wait, is she gonna... Oh, she's gonna kill herself on set, isn't she? I didn't check if she could reach him, but she can, can't she? Altena's such a bad unit, but I really don't want to kill her. Because, you know, it's a story-based run, and, like, her arc is a big part of the story. Altena, don't kill yourself. Please. She might kill Ced? Nah. I'm probably the premier Ced is overrated voice, and I don't think Altena's killing Ced. Because it's not that Ced's combat is bad, it's literally just that, you know, foot unit moment. Altena's my favorite character from FE4. Yeah, like, from a story perspective, I actually really like her. She's not my favorite character. I like Ares and Arion more. Oh! He leveled up and now his avoid is 2. Oh. Stand down before I cut you down. You will never win. Well, about that, Altena. Have you invested in the stat known as resistance? Oh shit, she did kill him! Can my power take me no further? Ah, what a pity. Damn. Ced washed. Wait, actually though. Oh wait, fuck. No, I was like, we can Valkyrie him, but he's the Valkyrie user. I was gonna be like, we can Valkyrie him, but he's the Valkyrie user. So I saved over it. So we have to rewind. Because I was like, oh, I'll just save over it so chat thinks I'm leaving him dead, but I'll Valkyrie him. And then I remembered he's the Valkyrie user. Okay. Let's stay out of her range. Does rewinding undo the save? Yes, because it is literally just rewinding time. It's Kaga's turn wheel. We are gonna dance, y'all. Dance, dance, dance like we never had the chance. Altena, good unit moment. Don't worry, we'll get to the Altena unit review. Whether it's this stream or the next one, I will propagandize Altena sucking booty. Hello gamers, which Mario game is this? This is Super Mario Sunshine and the 1,000-year coins. I've never heard of that one. It's a rare indie game. You probably haven't heard of it. Good job, Selif. Good unit moment. Alright. Now, Yohalvier gamers, don't say I never did anything for you, because we're gonna get some Yohalvier action. Why does Fibal look like Rolf? I don't know. It's just the hero's art. I just like using the hero's art. I actually, so, I've been using the hero's, like, full body art for the FE4 thumbnails. But since we're gonna be doing FE5 after this, I've been preparing FE5 thumbnails. Let me show you one. So you can see, like, the pattern I'm gonna be doing for that. Cause I'm pretty excited for them. Ba-da-ba, 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 ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. I'll put it up here. But yeah, I'm doing a couple of these. So I'm using the sort of like cutesy chibi art. I've got a few of them prepared already. Green hair and bonouns. How far in are we? This is chapter 9 out of a total of 11, if we include endgame. I like how I tried to set up for Yohalvier Gaming, and instead they're attacking Sed. Proving that Sed is a bad unit and Yohalvier is a good one. Hannibalism. Good unit moment! Good unit moment! He didn't kill Altena! Of course, that's not what I'm actually going to do. I just wanted a clip, like I'm gonna make that into a short or something. He's a Jagan, setting up kills for Corporal so Corporal can staff bonk. Speaking of heroes, did you hear about an artist being canceled? I think canceled is probably not the word that I would use. They were outed as a pedophile. Which is bad. Pedophilia bad. So I wouldn't call them canceled per se. But I did hear about that, and my thoughts are maybe they should have not been a pedophile. Well, okay, I mean, like, that's a, you know, simplistic way of putting it. You get into the nuance of, like, you know, you can't control, like, what you're into, but you can control what you act on, right? So the real thing is, like, maybe they shouldn't have, you know, actually done child predator stuff. Silverbow U. These flyers are so weak, so you don't need bows at all. Yeah. And we'll fortify, why not? But yeah, I've seen a lot of people being like, oh my god, that artist was canceled. And it's just sort of the fucking, like, well, if it isn't the consequences of your actions. This isn't someone getting, you know, harangued by a mob for saying something stupid or whatever. This is, ooh, we just can't reach Altena. because this... Oh, that's a peak. Okay, so I think what we do is we let Altana kill Layla. And then, yeah, we let Altana kill Layla, and then, we recruit her next, or talk to her next turn. Altana has a bad habit of attacking people who one-shot her. She sure do. She sure do. I think if we give her, you'd let your dancer die. Well, so we have the Valkyrie staff, right? So it doesn't actually matter, because Ced can just revive whoever dies. So we can give her, like, some good targets that she can attack that won't kill her. And then Serene with the safeguard can guard the castle so we don't game over from this guy. And we just hope that, like, she goes for one of the easy targets, right? Basically, as long as she doesn't kill herself, we're fine. Because we can have Ced revive whoever she kills. But she does have a nasty habit of just deciding, I don't want to live anymore. Ced needs a rich girlfriend to start funding the Valkyrie staff. No sleep staff. We use the sleep staff to put Hannibal to sleep, which I do think is, like, the better option. Because Hannibal takes longer to recruit. Altana just needs to talk to her brother. And you don't instantly get her, but she is no longer a threat to herself at that point. So I used it on Hannibal. Altana decides that death is better than someone who can't counter her. Yeah, you know, she's decided, you know, I'll fight honorably. Or whatever. Okay, that's what I thought would happen. Stand down before I cut you down. You will never win. Aris, I'm sorry. Alright, so get some Johalvier experience, since we know he doesn't kill. Wait! Please, my sister, stop it! Your sister? Who are you? And why do you think calling me your sister is a good idea? I am Leaf of House Leonster. Leaf? Oh, I see. There's a famous Prince Leaf, is it? In that case, it wasn't obvious. And evidently it wasn't. I am Altena, the daughter of Travant. Listen to me, Altena. Your true parents are Quan and Ethlin, whom Travant slew 17 years ago. You vanished in Travant's attack, and so did the Gay Bolg, the sacred earthlands of Leonster, which I might add is the very lands resting in your hand as we speak. Only a true heir of House Leonster can wield Gay Bolg. What are you talking about? Are you seriously trying to claim my real father as my father's arch enemy? That could never be. It mustn't. Look into my eyes. If anything can prove the truth of my words to you, it will be my eyes. Please, sister. Fine. What is this? I know you're lying, but I can't bring myself to doubt you anymore. Altana! Wait. I must speak with father to confirm this. Altena actually retreated because Javier knocked her down to 1 HP. Not even using the Gay Bullock SMH.
Altena! Oh, you've got to be joking. Why did you abandon your post for the second time in as many days?
My apologies, father, but I have an urgent question I must ask you. Are you my father? Or was my real father King Quan?
Fire Emblem! Heroes! I see you found out at last. Well, I suppose it was only a matter of time before this day came. It's true, Quan did indeed sire you, but what difference does that make now? Doesn't change that it is I who raised you.
So you murdered my parents, father.
Yeah, I suppose I did. Quan and Ethlin died in my hand. Do you still take issue with that? War is hell, Altena. War claims lives. Worrying now won't change a thing.
Gah! How dare you! How dare you mislead me all these years, father?
No.
Travant! That's enough, Altena. Get out of my way, Erin! This man dies here and now, and nobody can stop me, not even you! I cannot allow this. If you dare turn on father, then you will have to contend with me first. Wait! I could never fight you, Erin. I could never! It's too late for you to stand down now. Farewell, Altena. Ugh! Erin!
You didn't just kill her, did you, Erin? You know you didn't need to go quite so far. No matter. I'm gonna join the fray, Erin. Suppose there's little choice now. You're in charge of defending the castle.
Understood, father.
I'll entrust this spear to you, and with it the future of Thracia.
Hold on a moment, father. This is Gungnir. What is the meaning of this? How do you intend to fight without it? Unless, father, you can't be.
I am. Frankly, Erin, I've had enough. Thracia is yours to do as you see fit, but we don't need to be the hated either kind.
Are you seriously suggesting I seek a truce, father?
No, never. To comply with the rebels now would be unthinkable. As I said, Thracia is yours. Do as you see fit. All I ask is for you to find a way to liberate Thracia's people from their suffering. Farewell, Erin.
Father. So yeah, Travant is fully intending to die in this charge. This is basically suicide by cop, but suicide by Seliph. Finn has a battle conversation with Travant, but most people would rather kill him with Leaf. It is very narratively satisfying. Leaf and Zed, I think, are the two, like, most narratively appropriate to kill him with. Travant wants to go down in a blaze of glory. Do not leave Arion in charge of defending castles. Yeah, there's like a pretty easy, notorious way you can just like skip him. Can we see the Finn conversation? I will try to. As far as, like, getting every single boss combo, I can't ever, like, guarantee. But I will try, at least.
The rebels are already here? Blast, we aren't ready for this.
Don't forget to Valkyrie. I can't this turn, because Zed had to take his action, like, walking backwards. But that's why I return staffed him, so that we can next turn. So that is a Levin sword, flame sword. Is it you as the wing clipper? No, nobody has any. Okay. For some reason I thought there was a bow unit or like a wing clipper unit or something, but no, they're all just losers. Tristan. Shouldn't someone block the castle door before Hannibal gets more reinforcements? You mean more EXP?
King Trevant has joined the battle, has he? I suppose I've no choice. My duty as a warrior demands it. Move in on the invaders. We'll proceed no further.
Magical Fee Gaming. I can't wait to see the reincarnation of Sigurd. I heard he's a huge fan of this game. So I am definitely going to get that cutscene, because I think that's a relatively rare one. And even though, like, it actually has a tangible reward, but I think the coolest thing about it is just the story stuff, right? Fee uses Giga Drain. It's super effective. How many games is the Land Sword in? This and Thracia, I think it's just that. Only if Ken uses a huge toll. Yeah, it is annoying. Welcome back, Layla. Even Kaga foresaw that Nas tanking was OP.
Ugh, King Trevant, I beg your forgiveness.
It looks like they've been holding a child in a dungeon cell. Who are you? What's the matter? I'm Charlo. I'm General Hannibal's son. Wait, aren't you Lord Salif, the Liberator? Indeed I am. If I may ask, Charlo, why would Thracia imprison one of their own general's sons? King Travant took me hostage. Papa didn't want to fight your army, not at all, sir. They threatened my life to force Papa to fight. Please, sir, take me to Papa. If Papa knows I'm safe, then he wants to keep fighting. Please, we gotta save him. Don't worry. I promise we'll find him. Move out, everyone. I pray we're still in time to save General Hannibal. So, fun fact, if you killed General Hannibal, Charlo doesn't join you. If you kill Hannibal, then Charlo just goes, "You murderers! You killed my daddy!" And then he doesn't join you. This is Charlo. He is the substitute unit for Corporal. And they both fill the same role of, like, being, what if we gave you a level 1 unit in Chapter 9? And that's already bad, like, you know, est moment, right? But Charlo at the very least has Paragon, so he does actually get extra experience. But being only able to staff does still slow your experience gain. He gets double from staffs, and he starts with Physic, which is a good staff. But yeah, it's just sort of very unfortunate. Like, at this point, Lana and or Mana have started to fall off, right? Because they're stuck as foot staffers. Charlo shows up and he's like, I'm the foot staffer who, like, is so far away from being able to promote her anyway. As El Corpore is probably a better healer because he has 60% magic growth. Well, here's the thing, that doesn't matter. Your magic stat really doesn't matter in terms of healing in Fire Emblem 4 because the staff formula is super generous and your magic doesn't affect physic range. Like, physic is always 10 range. Mend will almost always cap everything off. I guess for, like, physic and heal, it kind of matters, but even then, I don't think it's such a huge deal. And Corporate doesn't have Paragon, so, like, good luck using that growth, right? Mend is 20 plus 2 times magic. Yeah, it is kind of ridiculous. It is kind of ridiculous, the healing formulas in this game. What a nice physics staff. I would trade it for a bench for Charlo. I mean, I do think, you know, in FE4, everyone is free deploy, so I do think you do use him. You don't just, like, leave him in the home castle. Because, like, as an infantry unit, you know, having physic is nice. Being able to heal people from far away is nice. Because you're not going to keep up with everyone. But ultimately, he is probably the least impactful Gen 2 unit. I think he's probably the worst Gen 2 unit. It's like either him or his dad, right? They're fighting over the spot. Altena isn't in contention really, but she is also bad. We'll talk about her in a second. But like, yeah, like, what does he even do? He just heals people. At a point where a lot of your army doesn't consistently need healing, right? At this point, you've trained up your super units. They're not gonna need a ton of healing, and if you want healing, you have Nana or Jian, and you have Leaf, who are mounted healers. You have Fee, who's probably a mounted healer by now. It's just, there's not that much for him to do. Even in the case of, like, other infantry units, we can at least find jobs for them. But the infantry jobs are basically over. Like, this is kind of the last map where there's good jobs for infantry. And even in that case, like, you saw Lana didn't really do much. She was healing people sometimes, but yeah, it's just a really unfortunate situation. Corporal is the biggest demonstration of why staff units do not work for the Est, like, role. At least Charlo does actually level up fast, but and then what? Because that's the other thing. Someone mentioned in chat a little earlier that in FE4, the priest promotion, High Priest, does not gain movement. They're still a 5-move class, as opposed to Sage, which we can see with Sed, has 6 move. Oh, he's in the castle, right? So, like, they're basically armored movement, right? Tellius Mage's moment. It's really sad that even when he promotes, basically all he gets is just C rank for every weapon type so he can arena. Which I guess is helpful for getting money to, like, repair stabs. But really, the only staff he should be using anyway is Physic. Or Valkyrie. Well, not Charlo, but, like, Corporal could use Valkyrie if you gave him that, I guess. Is the stream stuttering, or is that on my end? Is anyone else having stream issues? I don't have any report of it from either OBS or YouTube. I am using super low latency, so it could be a thing where if you rewind by like 2 seconds, sometimes super low latency can be bad for people who have like slower internet than me. If you rewind by like 5 seconds, you'll be 5 seconds behind, but it will sort of offset that stuttering. So that would be my recommendation if you're having that problem and it's on your end. If it's on my end, I don't know how to fix that. I'll close YouTube and rejoin. My stream is fine. It looks like it's on your end, just from talking to other people. Doesn't Patty have a talk with Charlo? I think only if she's single, which she is. Oh, right! I forgot! Those guys are tied- I freaking forgot! Those guys are tied to that castle, so they're all gone now. They went to bed. Yeah, that's like the funniest thing, is like, that's clearly meant to be a flyer side objective, but you can just like accomplish it without a flyer. I always forget that because it's so stupid. Flyer utility washed. Rewinding for 5 seconds worked for me. So for anyone who does not do streaming on YouTube, let me like give you a peek behind like the back end and stuff, right? There are 3 options when you're streaming on YouTube. One is ultra low latency, which is basically, there's no delay, like you are literally getting everything that I say at the time that I'm saying it. One is low latency, which is like a 5 to 10 second delay. And one is high latency, where you get me a minute, you get like a minute delay, right? You see me a minute after, and basically high latency means I can't really interact with chat at all, but it'll be very smooth, no stuttering. Low latency means that I can interact with chat, there'll be a slight delay, but there'll be like, you know, minimal stuttering. And high latency means basically like there will be some amount of stuttering depending on like the strength of my and your internet. But if you rewind by like 5 seconds, it'll basically eliminate that. Alright, now that he's awake, you're finally awake. They caught you trying to cross the border. We can lure him this way so that Charlo can catch up with him. Because Charlo being infantry means, like, it's gonna be a long time. And it's gonna be a long, long time. And I think now we just hit end turn here. Yeah, we just end turn here so that I can show off the Finn convo. Corporate can get the return band or the leg ring. I think return band is the more ideal one. Because honestly, if you give the fucking leg ring to Corporate, that's a throw. Imagine not having the leg ring for like all of Generation 2. That feels like a huge throw. I'm coming, Dad. Don't worry. I will recruit you in a couple of turns. What is nice is that Hannibal refuses to attack his son. I mean, obviously. Well, FE11 didn't do that, right? You know, the red units sometimes do attack the people they shouldn't. It'd be really weird if he killed his own son. Yeah, but like, you know, Mathis moment, right? Oh, Lena, if only I could see your face one more time. Clever reference to the fact that FE11 sprites don't have faces. Which is why he doesn't recognize her. Accost Gaming? Accost Gaming? Did you do Edain Claude to use the rescue staff? Chat voted for Midir, unfortunately. Which is like so cringe. Jahavier being a tank. The thing is, though, Jahavier there actually, because he didn't kill anyone, he actually made things significantly harder on me. Because what I could have done is just had Arthur, like, what I wanted to do is just have Arthur kill a bunch of people. And then he, because he has the thief band, right? He would steal as well. I was just saying that's something that's possible. Yeah, I mean, it's one of the many reasons why rescue... Like, why... It's one of the many reasons why you want to do a rescue pairing, not a Brave Bow pairing. Alright, I'm gonna show off the convo, but I don't think I actually want Leaf... Or I don't think I actually want Finn to attack him. Yes, the famous Finn. Still clinging to your life, are you? Prepare yourself, King Travant. Today I avenge my fallen lord. Ha ha, laughable. A common soldier like you could never scratch me. I take it you're ready to die, then? Yeah, so that's not the actual move I want to make. Just, like I said, just showing off the convo. There is also this. So, you're Quad's troublesome little son, are you? What a fool Bloom was. How could he fail to kill a runt like you? We meet at last, Travant. I've awaited this day for so long. This is what kept me alive all this time. I live for this alone, to choke the life from you with my bare hands. Ha! As foolish as your father. And unlike him, you can't even wield Gaybolg. You don't stand a chance. Now hold still. It's time you learned the last agonies your father felt at my hands. But that is also not what I want to do. I just, again, I want to show off the combo. Because Travant does not take effective damage from bows. He also has Vantage, which, like, lol. One range Vantage. And Pursuit. But we definitely want him dead. So that is actually going to be Sed's job.
Welcome, Rebel Som. I'm Trevant. Remember this well. A final gift from the depths of the Inferno.
Now, we know this misses because, like, we've seen the RN for the others, but I do still think Sed is infantry utility, finally. Oh, and he failed, though. Leaf... So, okay, what's your defense stat? It might actually make sense to Flame Sword with Leaf. Damn, that dodge, though. See, this is the problem we run into now, right? Is that... This is the problem we run into now, is because Joe was there, and he baited them instead of Arthur, so we didn't kill the Wyverns. Like, this is the fucking Joe problem. This is all Joe fault. Now these Wyverns are alive, and they are a problem. Hello, Stagurna, how are you? Oh, that hit rate is actually so cringe. Patty, run away, run away. I just finished my own stream and I decided to pop in. You're fighting a lot of Thracia. There's like so many, 776 of them. There's a few Thracians. There's a few Thracians right here. That's a lot of Wyverns. That's a lot of damage. You have heal. Do you have physic? I think it's Leaf that has physic, yeah. Go up here. You guard the castle. This is like Joe just stole so much money from Arthur. It's okay. We can have Arthur fight another Wyvern squad later. It's just unfortunate. Talking about how the Wyverns in Thracia, how can they keep so many of them when Thracia is a wasteland? So it's actually explained in the story. The reason they have all the Wyverns is because, like, they get their gold through mercenary work. So, like, that's why they do all the mercenary work. They eat rocks.
Eat rock. I'm pretty clever.
Are Ada and Dean Thracian mercenaries? I actually don't remember. I don't think they are though, because they're like, so the reason that Dean joins your army is Lewyn, and then Ada's there because Dean's her brother. Is that the voice actor for Path of Radiance? Can I have your autograph? The iconic Eat Rock incident. Thracia, my beautiful fatherland. Okay, we get 5,000 gold. Some of which immediately gets spent on castle healing. Dean is like an Arion retainer. So the thing is also that, like, so it's hard to tell the difference between mercenaries and soldiers, because the Thracian army themselves, like, they do mercenary work, right? In Arcanea, the dragons of Draco Knights are just degenerated and weakened dragons. That makes sense. That sounds familiar, so I'm gonna believe you. Cause, like, I feel like I've either, like, heard that or, like, I remember it from reading the story or whatever. It sounds familiar. Your mom is a degenerate dragon. So that's showing up in stream chat, but not on YouTube chat, which leads me to believe that YouTube censored that. Because it decided that your mom is a degenerate dragon is a bit too inappropriate. I don't know what to say, you know, you're just a little bit too edgy. You got that dark humor. That fucked up humor about your mom. Okay, so there's gonna be a wave of armor reinforcements that show up. They can kill Charlo. I mean, a stiff breeze could kill Charlo. So I'm not impressed. Or do you mean he's currently in range of them? I find it very hard to, like, at a glance, figure out ranges when roads are involved. So if he's in range of them, you know, we'll just use Kaga's turn wheel. YouTube filters messages in what they call top chat. If you click the filter button at the top chat, it can be changed to live chat. I actually have it switched to live chat right now. I hate the top chat live chat thing though, like, cause it's just like, what YouTube decides is like top versus not top seems Pretty arbitrary? Is that Hannibal? Did he just kill himself?
Must we fight? I suppose we have no choice then in Thracia's name.
Wifey, please. Okay, thank you. Oh, the bow armor reaches! Papa! Hannibal ordering his men to kill his son. And for anyone who's new, I've mentioned this a few times, but the reason that I'm like okay with using the turn wheel here, even though I usually don't like using, you know, save states and stuff, is FE4 lets you save every single turn. So there's not really that like tension, right? That you would normally get. It's not like we have to redo an entire chapter or a whole castle or whatever. So it becomes there's not really like a permadeath focus, right? You can basically rewind to the start of any turn. So the way that I think about using turn wheel is I'm just saving myself time of re-putting in the exact same inputs. And, you know, if you don't like that, that's fine. You know, everyone should be able to play video games how they want. And if you think that redoing the inputs for, like, each turn is an important sort of punishment for screwing up, that's fine. But I personally do not feel that way. This is actually, we've gotten ourselves in a bit of a situation, because Hannibal went the wrong way. I wanted Hannibal to go down towards me, but instead he's decided, you know, I will charge forward. Altena, are you alright? Oh, Edain. My apologies, Altena. I had to give Father a convincing show that I might ensure your survival. I had no choice but to deal such a powerful blow. Don't worry, Edain, I understand, but where's Father? King Trevant now? You won't see him again. Father's died in battle. He has. How did it happen? You'd be better off not knowing. Father's heart was an enigma at the best of times. Listen, Edain. What do you think I should do now? Join Prince Leaf, your true brother. I'm certain he's still waiting for you. Then what will you... Altena, this is my fate. There's no helping it. No! You can go for a truce, Edain! Now that Trevant is dead, there's nothing to stop you from seeking peace. And I could never fight you. I wish I could. And were it not for the Father's final words to me. Please, Altena, go. However, be prepared. Our next meeting shall be on the battlefield, and I will not stay my hand. Oh, Edain. So now she is seeking out Leaf to get recruited. Alright, let's... This is like... this is so sketch, actually. Can Charlo even get out of range? He can, okay. She goes, oh right, she goes to Seliph actually, right. Let's go back this way. I forget, do you have any movement staffs on you? You do not. Fudge nuggets. Because I was hoping maybe we could return him. I guess our only choice right now is if we kill enough of the armors, then Hannibal will go back for reinforcements. And that's probably our best play at the moment. Leaf could be dead. That's true. Although since you have to talk to her with Leaf, like there's a very short window of time, but it would, yeah. It is, of course, always a possibility that someone got their Leaf killed, like after talking to Eltena. I do also want to get Julia promoted. This is our last opportunity to do so. It makes her a little bit harder as a red unit, but I honestly don't think it's like that big of a deal. What's up with Fire Emblem games making generals an enemy to recruit? Well, they have to make them hard because generals are such a strong class, smiley face. It's only Hannibal and Xavier. Well, there's the Lawrence archetype. You know, Lawrence is so hard. I mean, Douglas. Like, Douglas does feel like the same idea as Hannibal, where you gotta looky-loo, loop him around. But that's really it. Wallace is, like, kind of hard to recruit, but it's just because he likes killing himself. Wallace, yeah. He loves charging into the fog of war and killing himself, which, like, I guess kind of counts. He's really out of the way. If you're, like, LTCing, he's annoying to get, or, like, in a draft race or whatever. Wallace isn't that hard. It's more RNG than difficult. You can reach! This is what I mean by, like, it's just hard for me to eyeball. It's just hard for me to eyeball, what do we have a 26 and a 27? Oh, because that's the wrong map. Alright. So Charlo, go, like, all the way back. And I guess we'll have to have Sigurd, like, block Charlo. Charlo's decided to be the annoying end of kid allies. I mean, he's a child, right? Oh, hold on. I just got an error message. Hold on. Oh, we back. Question mark? Good. Okay, we good. So... it looks like we need to have Sigurd literally stand in the space where he was. And then we have all of y'all. I'm back. Welcome back. We do this. Patty goes up. Lester goes up. You go here. You heal. Is Chapter 8 and Chapter 9 the worst part of Gen 2? I actually kind of like these chapters. Not gonna lie. I like sort of the scale, the scope that they give. I don't like 10 all that much. I think 10 is kind of like a nothing burger of a chapter. But, yeah, obviously everyone's gonna have different opinions though, right? I personally like these chapters. I guess, like, if you're annoyed by the flyers, I could definitely see it, like, being, you know, annoying. This part of 9. Yeah, I mean, like, Hannibal is an annoying recruitment. But there's ways to cheese him. If we had left the sleep staff on someone other than Fee, or if I just, like, hadn't sent Fee super far out of the way and had her, like, repair, right? Then we could have put him to sleep again. There's also a cheese where you block the gate, which is kind of cool. Arion's really neat. I like the three-headed wyvern as well. Outside of the Julius Ishtar thing and Arvis, it has nothing relevant. Yeah, it kind of just feels like it's wasting your time, and then it has like 2 bosses at the end that are hard. And there's status spam, which is annoying. Chapter 10, what was used in Engage? Part of it, yeah, part of it. Like a small portion. Sel, if you have a crit jab, right? Like, you can legally crit. You're allowed to, I'm pretty sure. You're just deciding not to. You're being difficult. I like how that priest keeps popping in and out of the castle. Like, what are you doing, buddy? He's repairing Fortify. I don't think I've ever actually seen that behavior before. Oh no, it's not a crit jab. Okay, I gave him the wrong one. That's fine. He'll get kills on it eventually. Tristan! King of the mid! Holy shit, Tristan. What the hell? Iron Bait Sword goes so hard as a name. It's a cool sounding name, I agree, but I think that like, making it just not named Armor Slayer feels like bad. Like, it's literally just has the same effect as Armor Slayers, right? Just call it by the, you know, take the Pairings Saga translation approach and call things by the names that fans are going to be most familiar with them as. In Chapter 10, I had to redo all preps because someone died in turn 1. Yeah, there's some scary dark mages hanging out right out your front door. Patty! Hey, Patty! Don't tell me you've been stealing again. Oh, yep. Just a little bit, though. Ugh. Look, I don't care if you're stealing from the enemy. I just don't like you stealing at all. Knock it off! What? Do you think I like doing this? That I'm stealing for the fun of it? This army needs to eat, you know. And we got gold for- and we need gold for that. We don't have all that many options here. Yeah, but haven't you heard what people are saying about you? Caught this guy mocking you like being a thief's a walking punchline. What else did you expect from a pirate sprat? Like mother, like child, he kept saying. Of course, I wiped the floor with him for that. It doesn't matter what people think, Fibal. Let them say what they want. It doesn't change a thing about Mom. It doesn't change a thing that she was the heir of the Olar Crusader. I was in tears when Lewyn told me about her. I've never been so happy. Yeah, me too. You know, we haven't exactly had the best lives, poor orphans and all that. But I never dreamed that our mother could actually be a noble woman. I don't suppose you remember anything about her, Patty. Nope, nothing. You? Yeah, but only just a little. She was a kind of beautiful woman. So is she... Do you think Mom's dead? Can't say for sure. Once the war's done with, Patty, we're gonna go look for her. We'll find our mother, Brigid. And even though we don't know his name, maybe we'll find our father too. So, here's the thing that doesn't make sense. Like, why FE5 and FE4 can't fully coincide, right? Is like, if you've played FE5, Brigid is in FE5, and she is alive, and Finn knows that. So, like, why wouldn't he tell Patty and Faval once the two armies join up? You know? Does Finn not want to reveal? Well, so in the end of FE5, you get the cutscene where Finn does reveal it. So, like, it can't be that necessarily. This conversation is funny with Brigid x Avel, or Brigid x Lewyn. Arthur. Does it change at all, or is it just like he doesn't say? I mean, remember, that isn't actually Lewyn though, right? Like, important to remember. Erin Finn has interesting implications for Ced's father that are completely unaccounted for. Yeah. Thinking the father is funnier because they're asking who's his father when battling right next to him and he knows exactly where Brigid is. Yeah. The 2 HP level up. We love a 2 HP level up. Thracia has a lot of money to give brave weapons to all the soldiers. I mean, like, they get gold through doing, like, sketchy mercenary work, so, you know, I guess, kinda. Popping in, popping out. I've never seen this happen before. Has anyone else ever seen this happen, where, like, the guy just pops in and out? Because I've never seen it happen like that before. I haven't seen this many brave weapons since 4 Kings late game. Don't look at the 4 Kings general inventory. It's the funniest shit in the world. How scary is the Four Kings late game? I mean, Four Kings is a very difficult hack. It is a, I would call it a difficulty-based ROM hack. I really enjoyed it. I thought the gameplay was fun. I did not like the story. I've made that much clear. But I thought from a gameplay perspective, it was really, really peak design. Ray weapons can theoretically be the kings of your arsenal. You get units who can handle them without issue. Yeah, like, that's the thing, is there's really difficult, like, enemy formations and enemy loadouts and stuff. But, and this is what separates what I would call a difficulty hack from just, like, a numbers spam hack, right? You actually have a lot of tools that you can leverage to handle these really difficult and threatening enemies. Whereas in something like, you know, Sacred Echoes is usually my punching bag, so like, fuck, what's another one that I feel like is just inflates the numbers? Let's go mainline, FE5, right? Well, no, because you get tools in it, not FE5, FE11 hard 5 is what I meant, but you get tools there too. Basically, if you crank up enemy numbers, you need to make sure that the player has the tools to handle them. Otherwise, that's not difficulty. That's just like a Kaizo rage moment, right? Eligor Spear? I have not played Eligor Spear. And to be clear, like, when I say tools, it's not always, like, skills and PRF weapons and stuff. Like, Four Kings obviously goes the approach of every character gets a PRF, and it feels, like, cool and unique from that regard. But sometimes tools can be something as simple as, like, you just get specific units that are, like, fine-tuned to take on specific enemies. And you just have to position good. Hang on a second. Oh, hold on. Sorry about that. At least it happened on enemy face. Alright, so if we kill all of these guys, Hannibal should start heading back to get reinforcements. And yeah, that is a high priest. I don't think there are enemy bishops. Unless you count, like, Dark Bishop or whatever. Should we bully Hannibal? Should we steal his money for bullying purposes? God, this is the fucking inventory of all time, isn't it? Must we fight? I suppose I have no choice. In Thrasia's name, then. Big shield! So he should, now that he has no reinforcements, he should just turn around, I'm pretty sure. What do you think is the easiest Fire Emblem hack? I mean, I think that's a difficult question to answer, partially because I just haven't played many hacks on, like, the easy difficulty, right? Like, I think if you're looking for an easier experience than the ones that have, like, variable difficulty, you just play them on their lower difficulties, right? Like, I'm sure Vision Quest Easy Mode is pretty easy, or, like, you know, TMGC Easy Mode, Sacred Echoes Easy Mode. Like, I've played most on, like, normal and hard, or, like, just hard, or just lunatic, or whatever. So I can't really judge, like, what would be the best place to go for the easiest experience. It's also, like, different hacks are gonna be different difficulty for different people, is another thing. Because, like, I've heard a lot of people say an unexpected caller is really easy, and maybe that's just the normal mode experience, but I found it actually pretty difficult when I played through on hard mode. Even though the team intended it for it to be easy, like around the level of, like, FE7 Hector normal mode, I think they were aiming for. Pardon me, Lord Selif. My name is Altena, the daughter of Quan of Leonster. My brother, Prince Leaf, has explained the truth to me, and I can no longer oppose you. If you please, I'd like to join your ranks. Princess Altena! Yes, that's right. Prince Leaf has told me everything, and we both prayed you would come with us. He'll be so glad to know you've joined us. You made a difficult but wise decision. I can scarcely believe this has all happened, and yet, the moment I gazed into my brother's eyes, I understood everything. His eyes revealed my father's warm gaze, and as clear as it were only yesterday, I felt for a split second as if we were a mere baby, once more swallowed by my mother's gentle arms. I'll admit I'm not entirely sure what King Trevant was trying to do with you. I still cannot see what would have led him to want to spare you and bring you home here after murdering your parents. I heard once told by my brother Arion that he sought to use the might of Leoncer's holy landscape as his own. For that alone he needed me. You were little more than a tool to him? I'm still not entirely sure. For all his cruelty, he still treated me as if I were his true daughter. He was still a father to me. Did he now? Suppose we'll never know his ways. I must ask a favor of you, my lord. It's about Arion. We need to help Prince Arion. Certainly. I'm hardly eager to fight the man of this caliber, if what I've heard is true. The only question is, can we convince him? I'll do my best to persuade him again. All I ask is a little time, please, my lord. So, Okay, before we dive into the Altena unit review, I do want to talk about that cutscene, because I see a lot of people say that, like, Trevant was just supposed to be the most evil person ever in FE4, right? And they retconned him to be more morally gray and noble of a villain in Thracia. And I thoroughly reject that premise, because yes, obviously, you know, he takes Altena in because he just wants the Gaybolg, but he treats her like she's actually his daughter. He treats her, like, with care and stuff. When he, like, does his suicide by cop thing, he tells his son, like, hey, do what you want. See if you can find a way for peace, because he's sort of decided for him it's too late. But not necessarily for the country. I think that Trevant, while he is still, you know, ultimately a bad guy, he kills people and kidnaps babies and stuff, right? You don't gotta hand it to Trevant. But I do think that the depiction of him in FE4 and FE5 is consistent. FE5 just fleshes him out a little bit more. But I don't think it's incompatible with his depiction in 4. I think they're laying the groundwork for, like, again, we will never know his ways. Like, I don't know, he really did treat me like a father, that sort of shit. So I'd always, like, it's a pet peeve of mine when people say, like, oh, FE4 Trevant is just basically Hitler, and FE5 Trevant, they give him nuance. It's like, no, he has nuance in both of them. He's just a more, like, he's a more central focus in 5. He gets more time, so you get to see more of it. But I do think it was always intended to be that way. Anyway, with that sort of pet peeve rant out of the way, let's talk about Altena, because, so Altena is a wyvern, which is normally, like, the best class, or among the best classes in most Fire Emblem games. In FE4, being a flyer does hold you back because you can't use roads, which is unfortunate. But Altena does still join with very good stats. She's also unpromoted, so she's 3 levels away from getting promotion bonuses, which is cool. And she can use swords, which is the best weapon type. Adept and critical, cool, whatever. No pursuit, very sad. But she has Gaybolg to hit super hard. Like 30 might weapon that gives you plus 10 strength, so functionally a 40 might weapon. So sometimes she doesn't need to double. I do think if you want to use her combat-wise, you probably want to give her the pursuit ring, but there's other people who want the pursuit ring more. Gaybolg itself is a very interesting weapon. She gets pursuit on promo. That's true, she does get pursuit on promo. You're right. So I guess you probably don't even give her the ring, because I was gonna say, like, oh, just 3 levels. No, she's 3 levels away from pursuit. Yeah, so you're right, you're right. In those 3 levels, she can find stuff to one-shot with Gaybolg. It'll be fine. Gaybolg itself gives her 10 strength, 10 skill, which does help with critical, by the way, and 10 defense. So these stats are very impressive, even for a unit who joins at this stage in the game, when you compare her to her competition. She's got better stats than Hannibal. Honestly, even without the Gaybolg, you could say she's pretty close, right? Like 2 defense short, whatever. So that's pretty cool. The unfortunate thing is, obviously, you know, availability is bad. She's one of the last units to join you. Can be the last unit to join you if Hannibal goes better. But also, yeah, as chat is pointing out, that 2 res is fucking devastating. For some reason, the Fire Emblem community has decided that res is a dump stat, which is like the most fucking bizarro thing to me. But in FE4, res is an incredibly important stat, not only because there are a lot of status stabs that you just don't want to get put to sleep, or, I guess there's no berserk, but like put to sleep would be the relevant one for her, but also because the last few maps, which are the maps that Altena is around for, are predominantly magic users. So, at the point that we get her, the next castle we're about to face is a ballista castle down here. So Altena's not particularly good at fighting them because, you know, she's a flyer, they shoot her down. And there's a squad of mounted reinforcements up here that include Tornado Mage Knights. So Altena gets fucking cooked by them because 2 resistance. She is actually quite good against the Wyvern reinforcements, the 3-headed Wyvern, where there's 3 squads of Wyverns that'll split up to attack. And Altena is actually quite good against them, and they can be some of the more challenging enemies on this map. So I think that's, like, a genuine upside for her. Not only is she good at fighting them, but she can fight them in the mountains, which is, like, a rare quality and a good quality, because oftentimes you want to take them out before they can reach you, right? So that's really good. After this map, though, Chapter 10 is almost all mages and status sap spam. And the one area where there would be huge flyer utility in saving Tyrfing is exclusively fighting dark mages with that fucking 2 resistance stat. You can give her the barrier sword once she well, I was gonna say once she promotes, but like even without it, you can give her the barrier sword that boosts by 7 res. So that's good. Like, she's a good user of the barrier sword, but that's still not enough. Like, she gets 2-tapped by those guys. And then in endgame, almost all enemies are, we got magical squad, then we got the bow squad, then we got another magical squad, and then we got another magical squad. It's so bad. It's so bad for her. She just matches up. Okay, there is one squad on endgame that I forgot about. There's a squad of Axe Knights, and she does good against them because, you know, they're physical and she has 30 defense. But they're also Axe enemies. Give anyone a sword, and they will do good against the Axe enemies. I promise you. Fucking Rotobon will do good against the Axe enemies. I promise you it's not that impressive to be able to kill the endgame Axe squad. The only physical squad in endgame is Axe units. Yeah, I mean, but she can use swords, right? So, like, she is genuinely good against them. It's just, like, you know, so is fucking everyone. They're the most unthreatening enemies in the goddamn world. So, Altena is just, she's in this position where it's kind of like Garrick from FE10, where you have this really, really impressive stat spread, but unfortunately, the enemies that you match up against are just not conducive to that stat spread. She can bonk something really hard, though, with Gaybold. Like, that is genuinely a thing she can do, and that's pretty cool. Right now, she has 62 damage. Just fucking flat 62 damage. That's enough to kill a lot of things. But so is this. Right? Like, I don't know. Definitely more useful than the other units that join on this map, but it's just sad. It's just sad is what it is. I think she's pretty easily, well, so if we don't count McAllis, who is like kind of a meme in FE12, I think Altena is easily the worst Wyvern in the franchise. Yes, even worse than Ada. Yes, even worse than... What other even bad Wyverns are there? I know a lot of people don't like Zeus, but like, come on, hard mode bonuses, right? Yeah, aside from FE12, Rosado, I mean, he's like filler. He's peak filler, right? Aside from FE12 McAllis, I don't think there's a Wyvern that is worse than her. Sure, but she's not actually bad. I did a video on that. Sure, she's not actually bad. I agree. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what else to say other than, you know, very unfortunate situation. Just one-shot the mages. And then they two-shot her, right? And then they two-shot her. That doesn't make her bad. The game is just balanced around bullying her. I mean, we evaluate units based on the games that they're in. You don't evaluate units in a vacuum. Like, that's why I said in a vacuum, her toolkit is actually quite nice. But that's not what we're evaluating. You know, in a vacuum, someone like Rutger is actually not all that good. But in the context of FE6, he just happens to line up well against a lot of the challenges you'll face. Rutger is bad, he just has hard mode bonuses, but if you take them away, he's only decent. But like, we evaluate units based on the context they actually exist in. Like, if I took away Seliv's horse, he would also be bad. Do we just like pretend he doesn't have a horse and then say he's a bad unit now? It's the fucking Shanam is actually bad. He's just carried by the Balmung argument. If I took away Sed's stats, he would be a pretty shit unit. If you make Seliph not the Lord, he becomes significantly worse. Exactly, right? You know, what if I took away Arthur's horse? What if I took away Safi's Hamern? What if I took away the Warp Staff and then suddenly Lena's not a particularly good unit, right? Like, why are we fan-fictioning scenarios in order to, if you take away Reclass and Kagetsu's worse, yeah! If you give Pent Nino's bases, he'd be a pretty bad unit. That's true! That, like, you're spitting facts, people. You're spitting facts. I don't think like, that's the thing about Altena is, like, the defenders of Altena will say, like, oh, but you don't understand, like, yeah, she's bad against everything that comes afterwards, but have you considered how she would match up against things in earlier chapters? Well, sure. If Altena was, like, 10 levels lower and joined you in Chapter 7... she'd be a pretty good unit. I still think, like, there'd be things holding her back. The fact that she has limited endgame potential is unfortunate. But, like, she wouldn't be, you know, slumming it with the infantry. Like, I think there are infantry units who are better than Altena. Krish is trash because the prologue is impossible with Mage Chris.
My Lord Hannibal is defending on me to defend this castle. If you wish to claim it, you must first claim my life.
Kama text glitch. Altena has the niche of being the second best Julia's killer if you decide not to get Julia and also don't berserk the Hell Mage. I want to get this kill with Javelin. He was too strong. That's so many fucking caveats, can I just say? Like, that's a ridiculous number of caveats. So we're saying you don't get the two best ways If you don't use the 2 best ways... God damn it, Javier, stop being so strong. He's too good. If you don't get the 2 best ways to kill Julius, then this person is, then Altena's the same, like, is, what? Hard mode bonuses make a unit look better than they actually are. No. No. Hard mode bonuses are a part of the game. Like, yes, it is an unintended part of the game, but they are a thing that exists within the game. They are not, like, a false little fantasy that we've conjured up in pretend time. They do actually exist. In order to use a unit without their hard mode bonuses, you have to modify the game. You can't just choose not to get hard mode bonuses. Percival speech bubble. I used Ray's hard mode bonuses in my pretend time. Like, if you want to evaluate a unit based on a hypothetical, like how they would perform without hard mode bonuses or with hard mode bonuses, that's one thing. But that isn't how they actually are in the game. Like, again, this is just sort of, we're fan-fictioning ways to make units better or worse. Like, can you imagine how good Lester would be if there was a 1-2 range bow? That would be awesome. What if Altena was able to take advantage of roads? That would be pretty cool for her. Hard mode bonus being a glitch is an educated theory and not confirmed. I mean, I have not heard a single fucking argument for them not being a glitch that isn't just like, well, you know, they would have removed him from the game if it was a glitch. They would have patched this Game Boy game. I think the definitive sort of like, the thing that sells it is Milady and Percival getting hard mode bonuses, right? Like, Milady shows up in a cutscene and gets the hard mode bonuses. They're very clearly not intentional. We sent Javier to the timeout room. Where's Selef? Where did I put him? Leaf in... Oh, Selef's up there, right, because he's getting a jab kill. It put the bonuses on reinforcements twice. Isn't that also, like, part of what ended up happening with, like, the first 5 chapters as well, where hard mode bonuses are, like, tied to preps? And so you don't, like, because you don't have preps, they have, like, extra hard mode bonuses or something? I remember someone, like, explained, because they were finally able to, like, figure out what caused it. So you're that Charlo guy? Here I thought the son of the great General Hannibal would be an amazing hot guy, but you're just some snotty kid. You're not any better yourself, you know. Oh, excuse you. Are you really trying to say that I look like a child? Yeah, I really am, because you really do. You little... You jerk. Plus 3 HP on our staff bot. Let's fucking go. Percival didn't need hard mode bonuses. Oh, no, I don't mean like they gave him hard mode bonuses and that's the glitch. I mean that on one map where Percival is not a reinforcement, he doesn't get hard mode bonuses, and on the other he does, right? Which, like, that makes it very clear that this was not an intentional, like, oh, we're giving hard mode bonuses to the reinforcements to sort of, like, balance them. Because there's a unit who can miss them. General Hannibal, forgive me, my liege. That and Milady, who it only counts as a reinforcement because of the way that the cutscenes work, being given them is also a pretty clear indication that that's not, like, what they want, right? Wait, does Leaf have warp? Wait, Leaf does have warp. Okay, so let's send Leaf backwards over to here. Actually, rather than mend... Okay. I think we do this. Sorry, just figuring this out. Jahavier will guard the home castle. Papa, stop! It's me! You don't have to fight now! The Liberators have gone and captured Lieutenant.
Charlotte, you're safe?
Yep, listen, Papa. I want to join Lord Selif's army. Thracia changed so much lately, and I want to fight back to help all its people and bring back the old Thracia.
You've grown into such a splendid young man, Charlotte. Very well. I, too, shall serve Lord Selif.
Yay! Thank you, Papa! First we help your Thracia, and then together we'll change the Empire. It's time for our last unit review. So, Hannibal is a pre-promoted general. He starts with only swords, but he can use all weapon types, including the killer bow, which is, like, kind of useful for fighting these wyverns. His stat spread is cool, like 20 strength, 22 defense. He's certainly the general of all time. And, Adept Vantage Pavise, like, he's set up to be a tank. The big problem is right there below talk. 5 movement. He's just not gonna keep up to, like, actually do combat and stuff. That and everything I talked about with Altena almost all of it applies to Hannibal. 6 resistance, ironically better than 2 resistance. Like, he's better at fighting the mages than Altena, I guess, but realistically, he's still getting fucking 2-tapped by them, right? And there's just so many mages in late game. He can, at the very least, fight the bow units. Ballista Castle's not going to be as much of a big deal for him, and the bow squad in endgame is not going to be as much of a big deal for him. So, like, he has slightly better matchups than Altena, very, very, very occasionally. And the fact he can use bows means that he is actually, like, a decent counter to the bow squad, because he's just physically strong. You just throw the brave bow on him, let him go to town. But unfortunately, like, having lower move than her and not having that superpower Gaebulg means he's still not gonna be useful. Like, I think ultimately he is less useful than her. He can defend the castle, against the big wyvern 3-headed dragon assault that's about to happen. Captain of the Bow Knights doubles and destroys him, probably. But yeah, you know, he starts with a Wing Clipper, so he can help you against the wyverns, I guess, but I think Altena's better against them too, just because, again, peaks, like, flying on peaks is nice, and she has functionally better stats with the Gaebulg, because she should never be using any other weapon, against physical enemies, obviously. But yeah, it's just, like, he's just kind of a why bother. He's not useless. He has niche situations where his tools kit is helpful. He suffers from common general Ls, basically, and, like, those common general Ls are exacerbated in FE4, where movement is so much more important than any other Fire Emblem. So it's unfortunate for him. But he and Charlo have a secret event that we're gonna get, where Charlo gets the Berserk Staff, so that's pretty cool. If he had Pursuit, he might be a little bit better. I mean, 11 speed. Yeah, he can use swords, but, like, what is he doubling, right? At this stage of the game, I guess ballistas? But, like, that means you have to walk him all the way to the ballistas. Oh, right! No, it's not now. It's after we capture Ballista Castle. Right. But yeah, he just kind of, like, whatever, you know? I'm gonna head out. Thanks for the stream. I also think this is probably a pretty good, like, stopping point in general. So we're gonna finish this turn, and then I'm probably also gonna head out. The Berserk Staff is fun in theory, but I never found an actual use for it. I already don't want green units in combat. Why would I make fake green units? I think the real, like, the big Berserk use is berserking, the Hell Mage, so that he can reduce Julius to 1 HP, which is actually one of the better, like, easier ways to kill Julius, but it's not the easiest because, like, just use Julia, right? But like you say, it's fun, right? I think the Berserk Staff is much more of a fun tool than a useful one in FE4. There are genuine uses for it in some other games. Berserk Reinhardt is, like, a big one in FE5, right? Berserk Staff is more useful because Hell Mages under Berserker cheese some things. They can break formations like the triple bosses in 9 and Final. Yeah, breaking formations is cool too. Berserk Arion. I kind of want to Berserk Arion because I think that would be funny. Like just watching him kill all of his dudes. The enemy has got their grubby little paws on Cappadocia. I should have known better than to trust those worthless Thracians. I suppose it was unavoidable. Fortify our defensive line. Until reinforcements arrive, we must defend the castle at all costs. So this is the Ballista Castle that Altena, hates.
So this is the infamous Thracia. I've never seen such a bleak wasteland. Heh, no matter. The rebels' little rampage ends here. Ready, men, we're going in. The Emperor himself's put a handsome bounty on each rebel head. We mustn't waste a chance to claim it for ourselves.
And these are the reinforcements that are mostly physical, but they're led by a Tornado Mage Knight who just fucking claps Altena. So, like, every time you look for a use for Altena, she just says, "No, sire." It's sad. Also, yes, as Alejandro is pointing out, this guy has Forseti blood for some reason. So like, it's just a guy, but he just has Seti blood. Also, affiliation Granville. Ugh. Ugh. Icky. We can get Tornado. You gotta be careful because if you capture this castle before you kill him, he just despawns and you don't get Tornado, like, ever. The Pegasus Trio, I think you're right. I'm not 100%, but I do think you're right. But I think we're gonna end the stream here. Good night, gamers.